Pastor, here's a common question in the book of Acts. When it comes to Ananias and Sapphira, why did God strike them dead? There's a lot of contention, a lot of controversy about that. Explain, please.
Well, let me first say this, that most people, when you start talking about the grace of God and how loving God is, and you go to Ananias, they go to Ananias and Sapphira and they say, look, Jesus died, these are believers, and they lied and God struck them dead. Now, let me just say this, that if that was true today, okay, as back then, you wouldn't have a pastor to preach. You wouldn't have a congregation to preach to. You know, it's just like if people under the law obeyed what Jesus said in their ridiculousness, thinking the law could save them. He said, pluck your eye out in your hand. Right. We'd have wheelchair ministry. Right. We'd have one-armed Christians, probably no-armed Christians, and blind people. And
a lot of blind people.
Yeah. So the first thing about this particular passage, because we can see later on when Herod got the praises of men, God struck him with worms. God's still judging under the law, and this is what people can't contend with. He judges people under the law, but yet he bore our judgment. Right. So if you don't separate the lost from the saved. Now, just because they were in the church, so to speak, trying to, in the early church, Paul tried socialism. You know, everything, he talked about equality. It's not right that I would be burdened and you would be eased. And at the early church, he took an offering for the poor saints at Jerusalem. You can read it. Right. And so there was a lot of confusion. So what they did in the early church, if you threw your belongings in, you may be worth millions, and this guy may be worth, you know, nothing, right? And maybe got a little something, okay? But if I could throw my stuff in there, okay, I get the benefit of everybody's stuff, okay? And so Ananias and Sapphira, what they did, I don't believe they were born again. I would like someone to challenge me on that. How can you say they're born again? They come in there, they're deceitful, they're really wicked, because what they're doing, they're trying to get the benefit of everybody else's properties and things that are thrown in a hat, and they act like they've given everything to God, which that's pretension, that's lying, it's deceitful, it's wicked. So, I mean, if you want to characterize Ananias and Sapphira as Christians, you're going to have to make a hard, statement there. No, there's another Jesus, another Spirit, another gospel, Corinthians 11. We'll talk about that on another program. But they were not saved. They couldn't have been saved. And so God was teaching the outside unsaved world, you're going to try to come into church and play that game, okay? The judgment is upon the world, not upon us.
Amen.